What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with a Toronto Maple Leafs post-game review. Late game, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. The Toronto Maple Leafs fall 5-2 to the San Jose Sharks. Now, I kind of want to just give my thoughts on this game before I give you guys the stats. And the reason I want to do that is because this is like a really frustrating loss, because I think the Leafs played good in certain parts of this game, but then there was other parts where I'm like, what are they doing? So you guys know San Jose hasn't been good this year. Martin Jones hasn't been good this year. Their power play for the Sharks hasn't been good this year. And then all of a sudden, everything started going right for the Sharks in this game. Now, Martin Jones played amazing. Like I said, he hasn't been good this year, but of course, he had to make a bunch of amazing saves tonight. Full credit to him. Their power play, I mentioned it before, was at like 15 point something percent. Pretty bad. Probably among the worst in the NHL. Of course, they score on their first power play. And they're not a very good team this year. And of course, they play some good hockey and beat the Leafs. The first period was decent for the Leafs, then the second period was awful. And then in the third period, again, there was probably a 5 to 7 minute range where they just played bad hockey. They just weren't scoring or shooting the puck, and obviously not scoring. And it led to a 5-2 loss. I thought Campbell was really good for the Leafs. So Jones improves to 17-19. Campbell's now 11-11. Nosen scored the game-winning goal. But of course, there's guys scoring goals that haven't scored in over a year. It's just, it sucks. It's embarrassing. You gotta beat the Sharks, and I don't think that they're terrible. But with all the injuries and the way that they've been playing this year, you have to beat them. You need to start off this road trip properly, and they didn't. Now we'll get to the fancy Marner goal in a second, whenever I get to it. But okay, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the Leafs sometimes get ahead of themselves, and I know they have a lot of young guys that play really fancy style hockey, and I'm okay with them playing run and gun offense or whatever. But sometimes they make way too many through the legs and try to flick it behind their back and all these fancy passes. Please stop that. Don't do that anymore. Stick to the basics, make normal passes, and I don't even think it's boring. It's good when you make a good pass that leads to a good opportunity or a goal. You don't have eyes in the back of your head. Those passes don't work every single time. The Leafs did that way too much tonight. They took a lot of bad shots. Like, the shots were deceiving, like, for both teams. Like, there was a lot of shots where I'm like, okay, like, this is just barely touching them. It's a muffin that's going on net, and it's being counted as a shot on goal. But the Leafs did that way too often in this game, and it really bothered the hell out of me. But anyways, like I said, 5-2 loss. Evander Kane scored the first goal of the game, his 23rd, assisted by Brent Burns and Logan Couture. Then Austin Matthews scored his 46th, a good move to the front of the net. Marinson got the assist, his third of the season. Sumela scored his first. He hadn't scored in like over a year. He scored to make it 2-1. And the Sharks had a couple really weird goals tonight. Like, they weren't on Campbell. Like, Campbell played really well tonight. That Kane one I wish he would have had, but it was a good shot. Sumela scored his first, like I said, Nosen with his second assist, and Melker Karlsson with his sixth. Mitch Marner scored his 16th, and that was a highlight reel goal through the legs and then threw it in. I was like, okay, this is good. This is going to get the boys back on track. It's tied, and then they fell apart in the third. But that was assisted by Austin Matthews, his 33rd assist, and Callie Rosen, his third assist of the season. So then we get to the third. Nosen scores a really weird goal, assisted by Sumela. And then Evander Kane snipes one. The Leafs almost tied it right after there, but then Kane scored his 24th. Vlasic with his 10th assist of the season. Then Radim Simic scored his second of the year on the empty net. But like I said, just there were so many times in this game where the Leafs could have scored, but Martin Jones played like he just stood on his head, and he hasn't played that good pretty much all year. The last couple games, I guess he's been better. The hits were 18 apiece. The Leafs looked a little more physical tonight, which was good, but shots on goal were 38-27. The Leafs were outshot heavily in the second period. You just can't lose to these teams. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Leafs, oh, they played good tonight. No, you have to win. That's unacceptable. That's a complete failure. You need to win those games. So 5-2 loss to the Sharks. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. Let's get to 8,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys as always. Leafs lose. On to the LA Kings on Thursday. Peace.